Good morning, fellow INTERPEEPS. I am Scarab. You're watching Scarabic Enterprises. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Today, we're going to be playing a game called Night Call. We'll get to that straight after the intro. I have no idea what that was about, but welcome everybody to Night Call. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Let me know how you're doing in the comments, and as always, there's a bunch of shit in the description. I think that this is a very noir style game. The story, you'll just have to wait and see. I've seen a description of it, but apparently we're framed, or getting framed for a murder or something, and we're a taxi driver and we need to discover the murder plot. Whoever it was, thing, stuff, do, but it also has an element of RNG to it, so it's not always going to be the same person every playthrough. So let's see if we can go find a killer, and I have no idea how long each playthrough of this game is, and whether or not we're going to survive. So let's see what happens in this game. Let's see how we play it and what to do with it. I don't know, but this is on Xbox Game Pass, and I'm giving it a go, and yeah, all right, let's start a new game. Zoom! So this is a very narrative game. And, oh my god. Choose the investigation! I didn't even know that there was more than one. Randomly pick an investigation, no matter if solved or unsolved. Randomly pick an unsolved. The Sandman. The victims may feel random at first, but there's a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. Random victims, unknown motive, weird case, slightly more difficult than the others. Victims all have something in common, and the motives seem clear, but which suspect could have done it? Balance case, perfect for a first run. Well, let's do that, because I have no idea what's going on. Alright. The judge. Choose your difficulty. Story. Money will be easier to get by. Money will be easy to get by. The investigation will be easier. Every action will take less time for a chiller experience. The way Night Call was designed. Money will be tighter. The investigation will be harder to solve. Every action will cost more time for a more challenging experience. Yeah, balance seems okay. Let's go for it. The judge, balanced. Now what? How do we play the game? Is there a tutorial or anything? Or is it just gonna put me straight in? Monkey Moon, Black Muffin Studio. Raw Fury. I see rain. I see Paris. I see France. I see the Eiffel Tower. I see a window and a rear view window, and I'm looking out my car. So this is in France, is it? I hope they're not speaking French, because I will not be able to understand a word they're saying. I wonder, and if they're speaking English, do they have an accent? Or is there going to be any dialogue whatsoever outside of text? I hope that there is dialogue, because I've just spent ages recording today where it was nothing but text that I had to read out loud, and I'm so bad at it. Okay. There is someone that is on the floor. There is a man and a shadow man. Night Call! Yes, that is the title. Now what? Doctor... ... Here? Sir, can hear me? Or do I need to speak up? Yes, speak up. Is it okay with you? Is my voice loud enough? Yes, it's fine. She takes a deep breath. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? The word scratches along your throat. Yes, you are the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver, and in most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose to put you in an induced... Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry! Did they catch the judge? No! What about my passenger? He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second, a very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway, and Scarab adjusts his hair like a maniac. I don't care, he's the only witness, he's... Another female voice joins in, a strong, authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make out what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue. Some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you'd never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. ... Days go by, and a month later... Well, look, I got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rear view mirror. God, sorry. Yeah. He stares at you for a second or two without speaking and burps under his breath. Sometimes I wonder what goes on inside your head. You always seem so far away. I'm listening. Okay. He's watching you closely, trying to make out what's going on in your head. You know I'm worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know? I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet. Again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. Interrupt him. But you preferred starting your own company and hiring the local guys. Your boss smiles. He knows he's told you the story 1,000,000 times. And that's why I got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air. So none of them are any match for you. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over anything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard. The meter, the GPS. You haven't been to taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Nah, I'm good. I've never played this before, by the way. Your boss seems a little embarrassed. It'll just take a minute. It'd make me feel better. Nah. He holds up both hands. It's no use. Okay then, fine. I know I can trust you, but I think everyone would be a lot happier if you took it easy for a while. It gives you a searching look, then lets out a peculiar soft sigh. It ends on a high note. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. It gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. You can count on me. He scratches at an invisible stain on the armrest. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. He smiles. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. I'm going to have to read everything out loud, aren't I? God damn it. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you. Cautiously, or consciously or unconsciously. You're branded. You sit there a moment and turn the key in your ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you missed that feeling. It's better than laying in a hospital. It's back to the night shift, back to life. Despite the attack, despite it all. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm guessing these are, things. Oh my god, that's a cat. I want my first passenger to be a cat! Oh, and in this game, apparently, everything takes time. Okay. You gotta, like, weigh out money and time as well. Distance, 3.73 kilometers. Fare, 12.68. Yeah, alright, cool. Krauky. You pull up the sidewalk and wait for your passenger. Since it looks like a no-show, you get out of the cab after a minute or two to smoke a cigarette. There's not much going on in this small town in the suburbs. There's a few apartments that still have lights on. A sweet scent hangs in the air. Eventually, you stub out your cigarette and get back into the car. You jump, startled. A cat has managed to slip into the cab. It's sitting in the back seat, staring at you intently. You sit there for a moment, considering whether or not to shoo it away. But just as you're about to wave your hand, the cat shifts positions and a slip of paper falls from its collar. Pick up the paper. You pick up the piece of paper and unfold it. A fragment of the map of Paris, the Saint Lazare train station. You turn your eyes slowly to the cat. He seems to be expecting an answer. Are you going somewhere? The cat tilts its head to the side, as if to say yes. You want to go to Saint Lazare? The cat tilts its head again. Are you a dog? The cat slowly nods its head no. Nods its head no. Right. Your hands clutch the wheel slightly. The hell is going on? You turn around to face the cat. Okay, fine. I'll take you. You let out a sigh. Okay, fine. You start talking to yourself in low tones as if to balance the conversation. Normal. This is all perfectly normal. You start the cab, but cast a glance at the cat behind you. You're the one who ordered the cab? You start to laugh. A few minutes go by. You try to break the ice. Simple questions are probably best. Everything okay? Neither a yes or a no. More of a plaintive meow. You going on vacation? The cat looks at you for a moment and then lets out a somewhat sarcastic meow. Does it have to do with your owner? A long, plaintive meow. You nod your head. What happened? Was it a man? Why does it say nod my head when all he does is shake? It doesn't make any sense! No answer. A woman! Was she mean to you? The cat seems to be uncertain. She had other cats? The cat gives you a look of disbelief. No, that's not it, eh? You're independent. You like to be alone, right? Your owner isn't around for you? The cat doesn't seem to understand. For instance, the owner is never home, you're bored, you want to spend more time playing. If the cat could roll its eyes, it would have. The cat doesn't seem to feel like talking anymore. He turns his head away and looks at the street out the window. You're not far now, after the next light. You point to a light in the distance. That's Saint Lazare, and we'll be there soon. A few yards later, you stop at a drop-off area in front of the station. The first train doesn't leave for another hour. Where are you going? The cat stares at you without making a noise. Let me guess. Saint Lazare. If you were going to the suburbs of Paris, you wouldn't have needed to come into town. So somewhere in the northwest of France... Normandy! I don't know. Somewhere by the sea, huh? The cat is looking at you and meows. A sharp sound, probably a yes. A very hungry yes. For the fish, I guess. You check the time on the dashboard. It's time to go. Time to get a real customer. You try not to think too much about the situation you're in and hope that no one sees you talking to a cat. Go on. I'll start saying the names of cities and you meow when I hit the right one. You list cities in Normandy. The cat doesn't move a muscle. Cherbourg. The cat looks up. So it's Cherbourg. Getting close. St. Malo. Still nothing. I got it. Deauville. A meow of delight. And you're smiling too. All of a sudden, you're exhausted. Okay, come on. Time to say goodbye. You get out of the cab and open the back door. A bill has appeared on the seat next to the cat. It is enough for the fare, and more. Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you? I won't ask you where it came from. You smile and lean over to pet the cat. It leaps out of the car and darts between your legs. You can just make out a shape, dashing up a flight of stairs and slipping between the bars of a gate. You get back in the car. You look at yourself in the rearview mirror. Your features are heavy with fatigue. Your right eyelid is twitching. As you start the car, you remember you are allergic to cats, but you haven't sneezed once. You pull out of the station. Well, that was interesting. A 13-cent tip. Alright, cool. Let's go to you. So apparently, some of these people in the cabs are like suspects or something. Some of my fares are going to be suspects. Alessia in the 14th. Alright, cool. Sure, let's do that. Except a couple is getting into your taxi. A couple, like you've seen many times before. Attractive, a little bit tipsy, droopy eyelids. He's already asleep. Must be about 20, maybe more. She's still smiling faintly, like the evening had a lasting effect on her. She's older, maybe 40, 50? 40, 45, sorry. Alessia right next to the movie theater. Very well. Oh, just, yeah, very well. Start driving. You pull away, leave the street, your neighborhood behind, the neighborhood behind your passengers say nothing. When you downshift, you hear the man's heavy snoring. The woman stares right at you. I beg your pardon. This may seem odd, but, what do we look like? I mean, he and I, what do we look like? A couple? Thank you. She pauses. I happened upon two friends who are making fun of us tonight. We could be mother and son. It's stupid. She hesitates and... Forget it. Let's just drop. Sorry to have bothered you with that. No need to apologize. You look like a couple. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I don't think I've ever met a taxi driver who was so understanding before. Ah, shit. I don't know what I just said. She watches you for a while. You can see the hesitation in her eyes. Then she turns her head. I need to be careful not to accidentally double tap. I'm too defensive. It's unhealthy. Not good. Not for me. No, for Ives. Her expression hardens. I love him more than anything, you know. People think they want to think he's some sort of toy. But he's not a toy. I did not choose him because he's young and chic. Chic? I love him, period. Can you understand that? Yeah, I think so. I don't really know how to put it to words, what I actually feel. She takes a deep breath. Her throat shakes from all the air. Outside, the reflection of an interior design store appears in a frozen puddle. I think the problem is me. I don't need a mirror to see it. He's young, he's handsome, he's filled with energy from morning to night. My joints creak. I lose a fraction of eyesight as each year passes. I got lost on my own street the other night. I'm a burden on him. You're gorgeous. Your passenger watches her partner for a moment, then turns back to you with a faraway look in her eyes. Oh, sorry. Thank you? I was just trying to be nice. She wasn't expecting and did not want your compliment. Ah! She pretends to focus on the road by going by. You decide to keep quiet. I was just trying to help. What an ass. A few minutes later, you reach their destination. You pull up on the sidewalk. Your passenger plunges her hand into her bag and stops. What if... She shakes her head. I wasn't trying to hit on you. No, forget it. I seriously, I wasn't trying to hit on you. I'm sorry. She pays for the fare. As she is putting her wallet back in her bag, she hands you a bill. 100 euro bill. Would you mind using this money to take Ives to a hotel? I don't have the will to do it myself. We need to put an end to this. He deserves someone else. Her proposition leaves you speechless for a while. I'm serious. Out of the question! I'm a taxi driver, it's not my place, but why not? Be honest. You are a very attractive woman. It appears you're both doing very well for yourselves, judging by the place I picked you up and where you live. I don't know if he loves you, and I couldn't care less to tell you the truth. But I can't think of anyone who deserves to be left behind in a taxi like that. The lines on her face fade in the dark. And I'm really a bit insulted by your request, but let's move on. I'm putting it away. The money goes back in her bag. The car passes on your left and pulls over next to you. The driver asks if you're leaving soon. 1 minute. You turn to your passenger. I've got to go. You should do the same. She seems horrified by her behavior. I'm so sorry. You wave her off. It's nothing, no big deal. A second later, she's walking to her place, holding onto her partner. Man, this game is so artsy. I really like it. It's so cool. Man, I've been playing a lot of these games recently. Alright. He hasn't even woken up. You smile, wondering what he must have dreamt about. You'd like to have similar dreams. You let the other car pull in and go back to your shift. Cool. Made some money. I'm cool with that. Now what? The door suddenly opens and a woman gets in the back seat. Having a good night? For a second you freeze. Hey, I remember that face from the trailer! My nose. Okay. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you, her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her being there. So I got a really itchy nose every time I record. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you, something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it, because I was sure you lied to us. Didn't lie. She whistles to cut you off. Hey, I'm talking! She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm going to be frank with you. She leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd think he had a crush on you. She smirks. No. I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17? An icy chill fills your gut. And for murder, too? You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say. If they'd get word of your time served, no loan for your permit, no lease for your car, meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So I'll give you info, victims, suspects, medical reports, and some photos that are a bit... She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I'm not a cop. She shrugs. Don't worry. You're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up in a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get more information. She rummages around in her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic paternalistic tone, like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught, don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution to the problem, my friend. She takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll check in on you-know-who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me, she knows you've done time. You shake your head, she snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag. You cover your tracks well. I did what I could. Yeah, if you say so. She sighs in a tired, exaggerated way. Don't try to mess with me, man. If things don't go well, I'll turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris, your picture with your name on it. Your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial underway? You sigh. You know what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. I'm nothing like that son of a bitch. She smiles. Let me tell you, with a face like yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. Say nothing. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his fucking life. What a bang. With a bang. I can't botch this case, you got me, and neither can you, right? Obviously. Well, great then. We see eye to eye. So, you can just say you're my informant, my CI. He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you had plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually going to do what I tell you to. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door and freezes. Alright. And don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. Say nothing. She puts her hand up and you can hear the words behind it. The conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone. Obviously, not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Fucking bitch. You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running. Radio on crackles. You turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents for clues about your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. Oh god, 6 clues discovered, available in your room. Well, that was intimidating. Jesus. Got a little time lapse here. I think that's all the time we have for today. But this is a pretty interesting game. It's not exactly what I imagined. I'll probably do a couple of episodes on this. I have no idea how far I'll get into the story of it. And also, I don't know how many things you need to do in order to progress to beat the game, or to beat the story, the mission, the investigation. But I'll definitely make another couple of videos on this, because this is definitely my type of game. When it comes to weird artsy games, oh my god, do I love this noir. I love the way that they've put it together. The music is really fitting as well, and I don't know, just like the inner monologue that's going along with it, especially with the cat in the car, that was awesome. But like having just like him thinking is just like, man, I must be like crazy. I feel like I'm like talking to myself and I'm talking to a cat. Like, I'm just gonna pretend this isn't happening. I really like it. Anyway, this is Night Call, and you're watching Scarabic Gaming. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell button and do me a favor. Let people know I exist, and I'll see you soon, INTERPEEPS.